Hi everyone, Phil from Tech for Techs here. Today we're going to be looking at this from Sandberg. It's their Streamer USB Webcam Pro. It's got a recommended retail price of £93.99. We do have links in the description below which will take you to the cheapest price available in your country on Amazon. Okay, so we've got the Sandberg Streamer USB Webcam Pro, and this is their esports equipment. Comes with a 5-year warranty, which to my knowledge all their products do, or at least every single one I've seen. It says it's perfect for streaming, works in dark environments, driver-free installation, support up to 60 frames per second. To my knowledge that's in 720p, not 1080p. It's got a stereo microphone, it's autofocus on there. Prepared for tripod mount, so you can basically mount it on a tripod if you wanted. Full HD 1080p, that's at 30 frames per second. It's also got a 5-layer glass lens as well as a ring light on there as well, so that obviously makes you light up. So it can see you better, and obviously the other people can see you better. So that's the front of the box. The side gives you a bit of information in here. It's got a low light, medium light and high light mode on there, so that sounds pretty good. On the other side it just shows at different angles. On the back you've got all your different languages of the basic settings or information about the product. The bottom does give you a bit more like specifications, USB 2 interface. So that works on pretty much anything these days. It doesn't mention which version of Windows from what I can see, but I'm guessing anything from Windows 7 upwards, but to play it safe I would say always run Windows 10 anyway, because Windows 7 is unsupported these days, but obviously that's totally up to you. The cable length is 2 meter, 5-layer glass, full HD. H.264 compression technology, and yeah, it does say about the 30 frames per second is in full HD 1080p, and 720p is 60 frames per second. It's got an 80-degree viewing angle as well. Optical resolution is 2 megapixels. Autofocus, auto light correction. Built-in stereo microphones, built-in ring light, adjustable by 3 steps, and LED indicator. So let's have a look at the product itself. Okay, so this is what's in the box, so it's pretty straightforward. You've got your manual here, which tells you how it works and so forth, well, it's plug and play, so you should just plug it in, then it clips onto your device, and you've got a light switch on the front, which I'm guessing is that. I'm not sure if it's a button or a sensor. I'm guessing it's a sensor. Then you've got your microphone built in and everything like that, so it's pretty straightforward, to be honest with you. You've also got a microfiber cloth for cleaning the lens, which is a nice little touch. I know they're not that expensive, but still, every little counts. And then you've got the web camera itself. You've got a 2-meter cable. It is USB 2, so it will plug in to pretty much any USB 2 device. It's plug and play, even though it doesn't say on the box, or at least not from what I can see, which version of Windows it works on. Let me just have a quick check on the website, see if I can see it on there. It's compatible with Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10 and Mac OS. It doesn't say which specific version of Mac OS, but it just says Mac OS. So in theory, I'm guessing anything up to probably, well, Windows 7, what was that? Probably about 8 years old, I'd say, roughly, it should work with, but again, take that with a pinch of salt, it doesn't specifically say. So let's have a closer look. So as we said, we've got your 2-meter cable. You've got the clip on the bottom. When I say clip, it's basically a mount. So let's just say you've got a monitor, that's your monitor. You basically open this section up, put it over the top, and then push the back against it and it grips on, so it stays in place. Obviously my hand's not perfect for a monitor, but you can see the basics to it. So it stays gripped on, or you could position it on your table or desk and just adjust that up and down to actually film you. But obviously it's going to be filming you sort of upwards, so everyone's going to be able to see up your nose. So I suggest you put it on the back of a monitor, is usually the best place, or at least a higher location. This part of it as well is adjustable as well, so it goes back and forth, and it does swivel. So a lot of web cameras don't have that swivel option, so that is a nice option on there. Nothing worse when you've got a monitor and it's just a slight angle, and then obviously you're not centered for whatever reason, or you've got a curved monitor or something like that, and depending on where you put it on the monitor, it shoots at a different angle. But with that being rotatable, you can position it pretty much any angle you want. I'm just going to plug this in just to see the light function. So plugged in for the first time. It's picking up on the PC. Just give it a few seconds. It says it's setting up the device. So yeah, so you just press the little button at the bottom once. It's not really a pushing button, it's more like a sensor, I'd say, or a touchpad. It comes up with one light level. Press it again, it comes even brighter. Even brighter. It does pretty well, to be honest. You can see how it's lighting up my hand, and again, this is a well lit room with studio lights and spotlights all around it pointing at this table, so that is pretty good. That should, if you're in a dark room or something like that, that should help. So let's say if you're streaming or something like that, obviously a lot of streamers like to be in dark rooms. Don't know if it's anything to do with them being vampires or anything, probably not, but probably like they're too lazy that they don't get up and switch the light on. But obviously it's going to make your face look a lot brighter, so everyone at the other end who's watching you can see you. Obviously you don't have to be a streamer to use one of these. You could use one of these for general use as well if you wanted. It looks like a pretty high quality camera. I will look at the camera and the sound and everything from the microphone. We'll do some tests, and you'll be able to see that later in the video. But otherwise, the back of the camera, pretty straightforward, nothing on there to look at. Little hole at the top, that's generally usually the sensor, and I'm guessing these holes at the back are the microphone. So otherwise it looks, well, I wouldn't say pretty standard, because it doesn't look standard. It's because of that rotational. It's got the light built in. It's got a nice big lens on there. You have got that option for the higher speed, so 60 frames a second, but bear in mind it does lower the video quality, but that won't really matter too much if you're making yourself small in the middle, in the bottom corner of, say, a stream you're doing or something like that. 720p would be more than adequate, because you are reducing the size of yourself anyway, because the main thing what people are going to be looking at is the game you're playing. But there you go. So it gives you a rough idea, and we'll go on to do the tests now. So we'll test the microphone and the video quality. Okay, this video is actually taken with the Sandberg Streamer webcam to give you a rough idea what the picture quality and the sound quality is like, because this is actual sound recorded via the webcam, so it gives you a rough idea. At the moment I have the lights off on the webcam. I also have the lights off in this room, as well as the blind down. It's not the darkest of rooms, but it's still quite dull, and you can see it picks me up absolutely fine with no issues. Now if I turn it on, the light on the webcam to low, and there you go, you can see it does light my face up a little bit more. If you go on to medium, you can see it does quite a bit, and then if you go on to high, you can see it lights me up, and even the whole room pretty well, considering it's just a small little webcam, which in all honesty the light's what, about that big, and it's got a bit cut out of the middle, so there's not much light there. It does seem quite bright, as in a little bit glary when you do look at it, but then again any light's go into if you stare straight at it, which is obviously unfortunate, but there's not much you can do about getting around that unless you have a separate studio lights. But otherwise, it's ideal for streaming, and obviously if you're wanting to use this, obviously when you are streaming or even not streaming, it should look pretty good, and it should light you up and make you the centre of attention, obviously if you want to be. Okay, I now have the lights on in the room as well as the blinds open, so you can see a bit more of a harsh light coming in, and you can see the camera copes well. Okay, yeah, one side is brighter than the other. It's going to be if you've got a light on one side and not the other. But the picture quality is fine. It's not distorted. It's pretty clear. There doesn't seem to be any problems at all. And having that extra light on the camera does really help. So in all reality, I can't come up with a problem with this. It's got a decent price, it's aimed at streamers, so you can use it in your broadcasts and stuff like that when you're streaming on Twitch, YouTube, or whatever. And as I said, can't see a problem, so I've got nothing but praise for this product, so I'm going to highly recommend it.